Does this work? Ooh. Okay.
Works like magic.
Yeah, works like magic. Okay, so what else is working like magic is
Lightning talks.
lightning talks. Okay. Why are you leaving? Don't go. Okay.
Yeah. So wait, a small energy check. Who here feels like they have the same level of energy like Chuck just had? Please stand up really quickly. Come on. So okay. So there's some arms going up.
Okay.
I think we need to wake up people.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe count how many coffee you have drank today. So.
Yes. Who had here only 2 coffees today? That's a problem.
Who have 3 or more coffee today? Oh, okay.
Did anybody?
You should wake up.
Yeah,
Come on.
they should be awake.
Yeah, you should be awake.
Did anybody here have more than 7 coffees?
Okay, that's a bit too far. Yeah, I think if you drink 7 coffee, maybe you are already like,
I was just checking the distributions here.
Oh, okay. So do we have a normal distribution here?
I don't know.
Well, I'm not normal, so.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. So is everybody? So first, a little bit of announcement. There will be also tomorrow lightning talk. So if you didn't have the chance today to really think of a cool or not so cool idea, so you can have any kind of idea you want to have to present lightning talks. They don't have to be anything to do with Pi, nor with data, nor with Paris. So you can talk about anything you want. So tomorrow you will have a chance. You will have to look for this box. It's going to be like traveling around the venue, and please put your idea in it.
Yep.
And
yeah.
a lot of cool startups have started from lightning talks. Who here? Wait, what? Why is he laughing?
Who's laughing? Okay.
Yes, he was laughing. It's okay. Whose startup started from a lightning talk? Probable, right? No, okay. No. Anyway, sorry.
False alarm. Okay.
False alarm.
But I do know someone who started.
I'm like an LLM. I will say whatever you want me to say.
Well, I can give you a data point that like someone last week who had a successful startup give a lightning talk about her cat. So in PyData Amsterdam. So yeah. So if you want to be a startup, founder, maybe you should give a lightning talk. Okay. So not correlated, but anyway, let's draw our.
But I think it's causality.
Okay. So I will let.
I will draw.
Teresa here. Beautiful hair, by the way. Draw our first lightning talk.
Oh no, this is too soon.
There may be biases.
Yes. Okay, so we have here Pierre. My French is really good, so Augier, maybe. Okay. Python native interface. The necessary Python C API revolution. Oh, so we are starting already with the revolution? That's very good. That's how I like things. Who here has been part of a revolution before? More or less present. I have, I'm from Romania, so definitely I was alive when we had a revolution. Anybody else? Yeah, there we go. We have a gentleman in the back. He's been in a revolution. And now we get to see another revolution.
You may have you have to mirror, yeah.
As usual, technical difficulties are our best friend because then we can say more and more silly things.
You're looking at me and want me to say some silly things.
Yeah, you can ask the audience to do something silly, though.
I don't want to make them do something they don't want to do.
But maybe they want to. That's the point, and they just need your permission.
Nobody.
Who here wants to do something silly? But it's just okay, after the, go, 3 minutes.
It works, yes. Thanks a lot. So you are impressive, first. And then I'd like to say a few words on the big idea, the next big idea. So it's about, it's a very new project. It's called Python Native Interface Project. And it's about C API, so C API and C ABI adapted for fast Python implementations. So do you know Python JITs? Maybe not. Do you like Python very slow? So I think to stay relevant for the next years, Python has to finally become much faster. So there are many projects to do that. But really talking about Python, how it runs and how it interacts with extensions, native extensions. So we know that in Python, zero-cost abstraction is possible. So it's done in PyPy. We know that there are fast Python implementations. We also know that CPython it's having a new JIT, but it's not yet really ready. And a big problem for all these things is the current CPython API. So it's really strongly limit performance as soon as you want to make something fast in Python, and you have the CPython APIs as it is now, it's become very difficult. So the ecosystem has to become much more implementation agnostic in implementation how Python is written, and also much more friendly with Python JITs. And the good news is that first, CPython is in a state where we can do something about it, and we know technically what can be done. So the first step is to have a new API, a new C API, a modern C API, and a new ABI for faster Python. So there is a project, a very new project. It's quite similar to HPy, if you know about HPy. It has to be implemented first. It should be implemented first in Python. It should really meet the Python needs. And it would allow us to have a universal ABI, so one will adapted for all Python versions, or all one will, and which can work on all Python versions, all builds, so free threading and no free threading, all implementations with a bonus debug mode without recompilation. It should be friendly with the JIT, I already said that, and usable by other tools like Cython, NanoBuild, and other systems. Of course, it's a huge project. It's a very, very early stage, so a new PEP is being prepared. And it's clearly another ecosystem-wide project with change first in CPython and then in NumPy and in SciPy. And so really the question is how can we gather funding and support for this? And thank you. And yes, there will be a presentation on this in PyCon with demos and showing really how PyPy and GraalPy can be much, much faster than CPython, and really nice for what we do. Thank you. And there with PyCon.
Okay, that's really cool. So that's thread safe, right? That's the free-threaded compatible, I guess. Okay.
Also, he stayed in time, so.
Yeah, it's well in time, which is a role model of giving lightning talk. So
it's because of it was a fast library.
Yeah, so because it's just in time lightning talk. So
yes.
Right. So about silly things. So maybe we can play a game together. Yeah. So do you know what's the sign language for Python? Okay, I'm gonna show you.
Okay, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna say. Okay. Ooh.
So when I say Python, do this Python. Yeah. So the next speaker,
it's not actually talking about Python, but
no, but if
nobody did. Hello.
Okay. So when the next speaker come and then when they give a talk, whenever they say Python, you have to do Python. Yeah, okay. You may not have to shout Python, but you need to do Python, yes. Okay.
Should we tell them
who are the next speaker?
Let's see if the speaker remembers what their talk is about. Processors for language models.
Okay.
So we are talking about Alonso Silva. Where are you from? Chile. Ooh, that's fun.
I live in France.
It's okay.
Nice.
He lives in France.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. Is your talk going to contain the word Python?
Please, if you don't, then please add more Python in your talk. Yes. Right. So
to keep the audience engaged, it's
exactly.
Okay. There we go.
Cool.
Quick setup.
Right. So Python. Okay, so today I'm going to speak about a small project I'm I've been working on, which is basically do processors for language models. And the idea is, so there is this library, Lightlines, and the idea is how to go from unstructured data to structured data. And there are basically 3 ways to go from unstructured to structured, which I wrote incorrectly. One of them, which is quite common, I guess, is modify the weights, and you have like supervised fine-tuning, reinforcement learning. The other one is some library to improve your prompt, and you have all this library like Instructure, DSPy, BAMO, etc., which will basically, behind the user will basically improve the prompt and then try to get the structured data, and if it fails, it will retry. And you have some constraint generation libraries, like Outlines, Xgrammar, and Guidance. And in particular, I'm going to speak about constraint generation. So this is why Lightlines, which is playing with the name of Outlines. The idea is to do a lightweight outlines. And my feeling is that they should not be exclusive and that they can be modular. So the idea will be like you can do something in DSPy, get the prompt, and then use it in some library like constraint generation. If you want, you can also do some fine-tuning, etc. And well, I have some small notebook I wanted to show, hopefully. Can you see? Python. Yeah, but it's not showing. Because I need to click. That's the trick, perhaps. Sorry? I think I need to duplicate, perhaps.
You switch to the demo? Oh, yeah, maybe just close the slide and then go to the demo.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Is this your demo? No.
Yes.
It's not your demo.
Yeah, it is here.
Ooh, okay.
And the idea, so here it's a very simple example. The constraint generation basically consists, let's do a multiple choice question. And so we download a model, a tokenizer, and we're going to ask the model, like, okay, which key combination exits Vim? And then we are going to give 3 alternatives, A, B, and C. And the idea is, okay, the language model will be forced to use only these 3 possibilities, so A, B, or C. And we have a way to display this. So in this case, they correspond to each of these tokens. And they will show these paths, and it will be forced to use in only one of these paths. And then the response is B, of course. And you can get the selected path by just showing the processor and showing the expression. And okay, this is just to show what it's doing behind, but what I wanted to show most is like the most common ones, which, for example, is a valid tool call. So you want to make like an MCP, let's say, or you want to make any tool call, but you want to be sure that the model will not hallucinate, will not create something that is weird. And the idea is you will install, again, you're going to download the model, download the tokenizer, and here we're going to define a tool, for example. Just as an example, I take the tool multiply between 2 integers. We have first integer, second integer. Here, this is just you need to pass somehow the tool to the model so that the model knows that it exists. So here I'm passing it with this argument tool. And then I'm going to define a processor. The processor is horrible, but you can look at it. And you can inspect it. So that's the idea. The whole idea is to be able to inspect what's going on. And then you can generate a structured response, and the model will be forced to call this. Again, the model is forced to follow this format, but it's not forced to call the correct arguments. In this particular case, it correctly took the right arguments. And you can visualize the selected path again with this thing. And the same thing can work for JSON. But the main message here is you don't need to have a framework for you to do this. You can, basically what the library tries to do is it just gives you the processor, and you can do whatever you want with it. And that's the main goal. And this has only 2 dependencies, which is in order to get the indexes, it gets outline score. And outline score is a Rust implementation which doesn't have any other dependencies. So it's just 2 dependencies, so it's very lightweight. So this is what I wanted to show today.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you. It's really interesting. Thank you so much.
Python.
Python. Really good reflection.
Okay, for our next talk, we do the experiment again.
Ooh.
Yeah, something with agentic AI for community orga, and it's self-explanatory. So, no talk? Wait, what? Anyways, okay. And the next person that can get ready, less is more. Yeah, get ready, you're gonna be next. Okay.
Okay, Alex is already here.
Yes, I'm listening to you.
Yes.
So,
Does anybody here know Alexander?
hello, I'm Alexander. So,
No introduction needed. Okay.
okay, so
Okay. So in case you don't know, you can always find him at PyCon Germany.
Python.
Python. Python.
And Python is all about Python. So,
Are you adding more Pythons to your talk now?
maybe. But
We have already connected,
26
see
slides
if
in
it's,
3 minutes.
Yeah,
So,
so see
Got
if
this.
it works.
let's see how it works.
Yeah, see if it works. Oh, I
So,
think.
And we
Yeah, you
still-
may have to mirror your.
Who here
face as
thinks
well.
he's going to manage 26 slides in 3 minutes? And who here doesn't think so?
We will see.
Okay, we will see.
Are you going to beat the odds?
So, all right, let's start. Yes, I want to talk about experiments with agentic AI, lessons from community ops. Why community ops? Community-driven conference, and it has scaled. We have like 2,000 people to manage with tickets, speaker tickets, and it's, as here, like a lot is volunteer run. So, and volunteer time is valuable for human also on conferences, so we don't want to waste it on bureaucracy. So what's our bureaucracy? We have to send speaker tickets, organizer tickets, grants, people cancel tickets, speaker, we need creatives for social media, for speakers, and so on and so on. And we need to publish videos, yeah, so there's a lot. So basically we can only survive and get this operation at the quality level we want running by automation. So let's level our stack with AI agents, and so it's us playing 3 months with all the models. So the scope, we have vibe coding, we have assisted engineering, we have MCPs, and everybody basically feels like the little bunny, which is always late, right? So I recently gave a talk about it, and how did the audience there work with AI coding? Yeah, actually 50% said it's in their workflow, but it's also only for writing boilerplate, debugging, documentation, refactoring, yeah? And also we didn't see really like a 10 times scale up as we read on LinkedIn. We saw like, yeah, it's maybe 20% productivity gain. So anyway, so what is programming today anyway? Isn't it like alchemy? If yes, no, it doesn't really matter, because actually Newton was an alchemist as well, so we don't have to really worry about it. But let's get back to the models. We tried, and the tools. We even did a one-day hackathon with startups for that. This is the overview, what worked well, what didn't work well, quite subjective. We didn't really put this like on research level. So many things you probably don't think that work, and others you think that should be easy, like something like a 4-step process doesn't really work that well. So on one hand, we have the software engineer's complaint with inaccurate data, fancy overreaching and functional stuff, but also the product manager's praise, because the automation of LinkedIn auto screenshots work really well to implement. Of course, all the time we have to deal with augmented arrogance, because everything's great and every idea you just throw at the models is awesome. Yeah, so vibe coding, vibe debugging. So never forget, large language models are parrots. Large language models are many parrots. You also have to consider, what's your context window managing all that? So working on multiple projects parallel isn't like a really bad idea. The bad thing about agents is they often overreach and add unnecessary complexity, and they just like silence everything. They just make anything work, but it's not like probably the right decision. So they basically offer you many, many things, but probably not the things you want to. So you have to keep your agents on a short leash, but you also have to really manage your own expectations. Yeah. So the thing I said to my younger self is, follow one project, follow what your agent is really doing, and you don't use the extra computation for thinking. That's a short summary, really short on time. I really think humans excel at transfer and AI knowledge, yeah, and I also empowers the generalist again, so I can can do websites again, yay. And yeah, that's it. And if you want to learn more about PyCon, which is a Python conference and PyData conference and joint, we'll be back on the 14th to 16th April and in Darmstadt. And as some people in the audience know, it's just a 3-hour train ride from Paris. Great. Thank you very much.
Really fluent, really fast, and full with interesting concepts.
It's almost like an underwater exercise, how long you can hold your breath as well. So it's like two in one. So we now have Aditya, and the next talk is going to be.
Oh, this one I recognize. Someone crunch it and put it in.
Cool intro to Seux CPP.
What?
Seux CPP.
You know who you are. Please come
And
prepare and then tell us what the title actually is, because we can't read your handwriting. Sorry about that. Right. So I think your screen is ready. Yeah. Then I will let you.
Where are you from?
Tell us.
Canada. Montreal.
Canada.
Oh.
Ouais. Oh. Puis je parle français, mais plutôt comme un Québécois.
Wow.
So
Okay. Take us away.
Python. So I'm here to talk to you today about why I think less is more, to try to sell you on the idea. It's very relevant in many spheres of our lives, but we won't get into all of them today. If you're interested, we can talk about it afterwards at the social. What I'm here to try to sell you on is that simpler technical solutions outlast more complex and convoluted ones. So let's talk about an example of doing the opposite, one that I was very involved in and I highly regret. We at NASDAQ work on sustainability software, and we help companies compute their carbon emissions, among many other things, but that's the product I work on. And my job was, back 2 or 3 years ago, to build an orchestration-friendly calculation framework that helps companies compute their carbon emissions. And we'd chosen Apache Beam because it offered us many things. Multiple runners that we can easily switch to and from, built-in streaming and batching support, and it was also used by a lot of other people who handle big data. And we said, let's use it instead of using pandas with a home-brewed Python executed to run these calculations. 2 years later, guess what? We spent a couple months re-implementing this whole thing, and let me tell you, it was quite painful. So why did we regret our decision? The framework was hard to use for its end users. Apache Beam isn't that easy to use for someone who doesn't have a very tech-heavy background, so a data analyst kind of struggled with it. It locked us into multiple fixed versions of big dependencies like NumPy, meaning that we struggled to evolve in other microservices or libraries that we were using and developing. It wasn't particularly performant, it was quite slow. We had to build and maintain a custom SDK to implement operations like means and averages and somewhat other ones commonly available in other libraries like pandas and polars. The calculation execution is deferred, so it was hard to debug. And guess what? Pandas had none of these constraints or problems out of the box. So what did we omit in our decision making here? We didn't, first of all, really need streaming at the time. We handled data that was somewhere between small and big, but could be loaded into memory. We didn't really need multiple runners. We were locked in with one cloud vendor. And yes, sky's the limit in terms of what you can do with Apache Beam, and it's extremely strong and extensible, but it's not particularly simple to use. So I have a proposition. When you build something, start simple and iterate if need be. Why prefer simplicity? It's easier to maintain. It makes it possible to onboard other colleagues and collaborators and keep them engaged. And you end up building less technical debt. When there's complexity involved, you more often than not come up with hacky solutions that don't tend to last very long, and if they do, they'll be very painful to work with. So I have some proposals for grounding decisions in simplicity. The first being, take the time to assess your product requirements thoroughly. That will help you really decide which of your solutions is simple. Don't focus on the what ifs. In our case, what if we need multiple runners? What if we need more extensibility? What if we need streaming? And also, I'd say don't get caught up in some of the more longer-term product evolution requirements, because product roadmaps do evolve. So focus on what you need immediately or in the near term, rather than thinking 10 years ahead. And then make sure that your solution makes sense to more than just yourself, because more often than not, we don't tend to do that. And if you're a colleague or a collaborator listening in on an idea that's about to be implemented or developed, make sure to call out complexity when you see it. Don't be a bystander. Just a show of hands, who knows what Occam's razor is? Okay, quite a lot of people. But for those who don't, it's also known as the law of parsimony. And it's been around since the 14th century, and it can be summed up as saying, if you have two competing ideas that explain the same phenomenon, you should use the simpler of the two. And that was very wise to say over 700 years ago. So yeah, it's a logical guideline and a heuristic rather than law, but I find it extremely useful, and I hope you guys do too. So thank you.
Thank you.
Paige, thank you.
So I have a question for the audience.
Yes.
Who here feels like they are currently working on an overly complex project?
Oh, quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope those lightning talk can inspire you. So you have no slides. You just come by yourself.
Just,
Oh, you want a handheld? Okay, there you go.
Hello, hello.
If you break it, you buy it.
I would. I think you all asked me for what the title of my
Yes.
talk was.
Yes.
And it's just an introduction to what I'm going to speak tomorrow. So I shall be speaking on Zeus CPP tomorrow, and it's my first time here in Europe. I just wanted more footfall tomorrow. So I'm like, how do I engage the audience? How do I do?
Okay, $1 million question. What time tomorrow at which room?
Yeah, 3:15. I just thought I'll do something to have some footfall tomorrow. So I'm going to try something, and if you all enjoy it, probably show up.
Yeah, but why we need to go to your talk but not other talks?
Because I'm cool. I'm trying to go show you something cool here. I just do a sound check and maybe get into it.
Okay, is everybody can come here, or do they need to already know Python to come to your talk?
Nothing, absolutely nothing.
Oh, anybody can come.
Yeah,
so I can bring my grandma here.
Being my first talk, I'm just here for more audience now.
Okay, cool. So everybody, please be supportive and go to his talk tomorrow.
So yeah, I'll just do a sound check. I'm here to show something, and probably my talk is even more cooler than this.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Feel free to show up. I just do a sound check. Yeah, I'm ready.
Woo! Python! Okay, I think everybody will come to your talk tomorrow, and you have to do the beatboxing and give your talk at the same time. So I don't know how you do it, but that would be amazing. Okay, next.
Okay. Oh, that was this one. Okay. So next talk is the joy of transition.
Who's
By Gwen.
Who's the
Gwen. And the next talk is going to be price tag of open source.
That's me.
How do you know?
I remember the title of what I submitted.
Okay. So one round of applause for Gwen, who's doing
Woo! Okay.
at least their second lightning talk here. This time I didn't even have to put any pressure on.
I must say I had the best introduction, so thank you so much. This was the best first part of any concert. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about Python, although I, of course, love Python, and but no technical. So I'm Gwen. I'm a trans woman. And because you had a lot of technical talks, I'm going to talk about something that has nothing to do with technicalities. I'm going to talk about the joy of transition. And I will discuss 3 of the misconceptions that held me back before I did my transition. And the first one was, I'm a scientist. Well, I try to be, maybe I'm a bad scientist, but I try to have this scientific mind. So I really needed a good answer to that question. Am I a woman? So I needed a mathematical answer, something that would be a perfect proof that it was the case. And it was kind of hard to get, to be honest. And at some point, somebody told me, it was in front of this lesbian bar, La Mutinerie, that I recommend to some of you, but not to all of you. And they tell me, maybe it's not about really who you are, let's forget about this, but maybe it is about what brings you joy. I was like, wow, what an interesting concept, right? Joy, wow, okay. So I think about it, and what if wearing a dress brings me joy, for example? And those of you who are thinking, this is so superficial, I will tell you. Superficiality has nothing superficial, and I can take this case anytime, but not right now, because I don't have the time. Second misconception, I was absolutely convinced that transitioning would be horrible. I thought it would be like the bullying that I had to take from 12 to 16. I thought that every day I would feel miserable. I thought that it would be sad and that it would be full of hate and full of shame. And you know what? It was not, actually. It was quite a fun ride. I loved it, and I still love it. And I'm actually hoping that, I don't finish too soon transitioning, because, it's a pretty cool thing to do. I felt a lot of joy. Also, I felt pride. I had this theoretical version of what pride was, but really, when I did my coming out to hundreds of people, then I felt what it was for me, to really feel proud. Third misconception, I thought that to transition, I had to hate myself, or that I had to hate my body, or that I had to be on the verge of committing suicide to have the right to transition, And I think it's wrong, it's growing up in the 80s and 90s. I think that I internalized this idea, which is very wrong, I was okay before I transitioned. I actually liked my body, I'm actually much, much more better right now, I love myself much more, and this is really cool, and you should all try it. But anyway, and it's not also about parts of your body or anything, So I promised my wife that I wouldn't say the word penis in front of the audience, so I will not say it, but I love some parts of my body, Yes, it's not about the python, but everything's about snakes anyway. So of course, actually I would change the mic instead of changing my size. Of course, as a trans woman, I'm incredibly privileged. I'm white, I am wealthy, I have what is considered a good education. I live 500 meters from here in the Paris 19th, I'm incredibly lucky. And of course, feeling on this stage here, I feel a bit like, survivor bias, or like a billionaire telling if you want to be a billionaire, it's quite easy, you just have to work. It's what meritocracy is all about. And of course, when I wake up in the morning, I'm not thinking, oh, wow, what a cool day this will be for trans rights all over the world. No, I'm not thinking that. And I know that it's important to listen to the stories and the horrifying stories and terrifying stories of trans people all around the world that suffer, but I think it's also important for me to say that transitioning is joy. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Is that your phone?
So while we prepare for Chuck's talk, we have the last talk, which is going to be a surprise. So I'm not going to say anything more about it, because who here likes surprises?
Surprise talk. I love it.
Yeah. Who here does not like surprises? What? I mean, I'm pretty sure this is going to be an amazing surprise. So whoever is giving the next talk, be mindful that some people do not like surprises, so try to, curb your enthusiasm, you know? And do you need help?
I think it will work, but it's keep talking.
Yeah, okay. So on a scale from 1 to 5, who here feels, no, that's not a good, anyway, so who has written some Python code today? You know how to show it, right? So Python. Who wrote Python code this week? Oh, no, that is, yeah, good. This month. This year. And this is how Chuck slowly starts to show her private Slack messages and her private email. She's always doing this at this conference, at this venue.
I have really bad eyesight. I need to like go there because I can't make it mirroring, so I have to do it like that.
No, this is, wait.
Can I help you real quick?
Okay, you have to, okay.
The displays, where is it?
Now you have to go to the other screen.
Are you going to make it?
Now you have to go to the other screen. Here, the mouse is on the other side.
I can't see the window.
Yeah, that's it, because it's on
So
the
now
other.
on to the second part of Chuck's talk.
Here.
You just press.
How many engineers do you need in order to change? I am changing this button.
All right,
this
we'll
one.
make
No,
it
no,
work.
it was there. We were there. Oh, God. Ah, yeah, you want to do the present button. Ah, the present.
Yes.
Present.
No,
Yeah,
no,
we
no,
manage.
no, no,
Yes.
Okay. Down. Okay, press.
So who here is going to do their slides in Canva next time?
Teamwork is the best work.
Dreamwork.
Okay. Right. So, yeah, just slight change of tone. It's like we need to be a little bit more serious right now because we're talking about the money. We're talking about the price of open source. So, yeah, I want to ask you a question. You don't have to answer me right now. Just think about it. How much do Python cost if Python is not open source and it's not free? Okay, think about it. And first of all, let's do an estimation. I don't have all the information to give you because some of the information are not supposed to be public, but these are all public information, so you can find them on the PSF website and at python.org. So first of all, for PyPI, we have 3 amazing staff mainly working on it. We have EE, the director of infrastructure. We have Mike, who is taking care of the security of the PyPI, and also we have the specialist, Maria, there helping us. So 3 staff, 3 engineers. You know, they have a lot of knowledge that's very valuable. And so I'm just looking at I just asked Google on average, how much do, because they all live in US, so how much would a US developer cost, right? So it's quite a lot. So yeah, because people pay very well in the US. So it's like around, 200,000 per year or around like 50,000 per month would be, would be the total of 3 senior engineer. So that's quite a lot. Okay, so and then of course we have a lot of requests, right? Like everybody go to PyPI, go to pip install something, and if it's come from PyPI, there will be request, right? So how many requests we have each month for PyPI, right? So this is already old data. That's like, I think it's data from 2019. We have 1.7 billion requests per month. So, but that's like years ago. Imagine if Python is growing as big as we are today, maybe this is like, this will be much more. That is equivalent to something like, my eyesight is really bad. It's like 50,000 per month, because I write it down and I forgot what I write down. That's how bad my memory is. But anyway, it's a big, big number. It's very expensive. Imagine per month. Like, I can totally like pay my mortgage off if it's like a couple of years, so that's expensive. So, but that's only PyPI, right? I'm only talking about, all the, like, the registry that we host all the libraries are. That's not including that we have people who take care of CPython. We have some, developer in residence who we pay full time to help maintain CPython. That's not including the SF, the security specialists who also take care of the security of CPython, and a lot of administrative staff that the PSF hire, and also the community. You may heard of the PSF have paused the grants program recently because we need your help because we really want to support more communities. But we really, really need your help right now because as you may have already felt that the economy, global economy in general is not doing very well. And a lot of, our previous support from some company is kind of shrinking relatively because everything is more expensive, but we are not getting more sponsor and we are not getting more money. So what you can do to help, first of all, if you are here representing your company, if your company can do something, right? If your company hasn't sponsored any PyData or PyCon event, maybe consider sponsoring them. Also donation, NumFOCUS, who is, you may have talked to them in the booth today upstairs. They support a lot of open source projects. So you can, if your company is using a lot of open source projects that they support, maybe think about donating back to them, or if you're using Python in general, maybe donate to the PSF because, PSF support Python that you use. And if you have more idea how you can help, talk to me, I'm all ears. So individually, as a person who love Python, what can you do to help? So the PSF will have a fundraiser campaign that's coming up very soon. You don't have to do too much, but you may just sign up as our member, or we partner with PSF partner with some companies that if you buy their product, some of the profit will go to the PSF. So pay attention to the announcement soon. And if you want to be a member today, you can just join with, as low as 25 USD per year. You can be a PSF member. Just scan that QR code, right? Now is the time you take out your phone. Please scan the QR code and have a look. And the benefit of being a member is that you can vote. We just had a board member election. It just happened. And then if you're a member, you can vote for who you want to help run the Python Software Foundation. So, have you got a QR code? Can I skip? Okay.
Wait.
Okay. Wait. Okay. Talk to me after if you want a QR code. Yes.
I think because.
Are we running out of time?
No. I think you said Python so many times, and only a couple of people did this. I think you have to repeat the slides.
Oh, I have to do it again. No.
Yeah, people were not really paying attention.
Okay, let's do it together now. Python. Yeah, okay. So thank you so much. That's my contact. Again, if you have any ideas, you can help our community, help all these open source projects that you use every day, talk to me. And thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you, Chuck. And for our last talk with Adrian on a surprise, we will pay attention this time, so please also pay attention if people are not doing the Python. If you say Python, we will have to repeat the talk until people get it, So it's okay, we have time until the social event. Nobody's kicking us out, and the museum is closed. We can stay here all night. It's totally fine. Friends, Paris is a very welcoming city. Yes. He theoretically is set up, but the practical part is always killing us. He has a nice hat. Who here likes his hat? Yes, see? It was a good style choice today. Who is going to apply for a lightning talk tomorrow? Who's on the fence, needs more yeah, we see someone, okay. We have time for more than one talk tomorrow, so who else? 2, 3, more, I mean, 4. Where are all those people who are complaining that talk didn't get accepted at some conference? Now it's your chance.
How about you?
I am definitely, yeah, most likely. So,
You talk about your pets. You don't
yes.
have to talk about anything like. I mean, like today the bar is very high and it's hard to beat, but.
Yes, and of course, if you can beatbox, you can also do that. Yeah.
I was looking for my mic. Okay.
Or maybe someone can dance. Is anybody here a professional dancer? Oh, you got it? That was close. We were almost getting to the professional dancers now.
So this talk is a surprise on multiple levels. The first one is that I wasn't sure which one I want to talk about. So like this is the one I want to talk about. The second one is, hey, like everybody's talking about AI, so I got to talk about AI. What am I going to talk about? You know, there is a lot of tools for you to use AI to do stuff. One of them was Alexander like talking about this stuff they are doing, vibe coding, all of that. It's cool. You want to get hired, you want to create a profile, you want to create a public profile. So you can use AI to create a good public profile, right? And you can use a lot of tools. One of them is GitHub Copilot. The other one could be, I don't know, if you use Cursor, you can use Cursor, like to automatically create a pull request and submit it to your favorite project, right? And your project have a lot of really like nice, welcoming, contributing guidelines you can read, or your AI can read. So it's pretty nice, right? No. So what this has caused is me, as a maintainer of scikit-learn, my life has a little bit changed. Now, sometimes, every day in the morning, I wake up, I go to our pull request list or our issue list, and I ban people. On average, when I'm on the repo, I ban like 3 people a day. It has gotten to the point where we would have an issue, it has some description, and then somebody, way before we even triage the issue, says like, hey, I'm working on this. I'm like, what are you working on? And then there's like some other people are like, oh, like I'm also working on this. Like, and we're still like, we're not sure what you're working on. And then somebody comes down, finally, after all of these, somebody comes and says, hey, like I think this is what we should be doing. Pretty sensible. More people come and say like, hey, I'm working on this. You sure? And then it gets to the point where you're like, okay, come on, like you're getting banned. And if you look at this issue, for instance, you have 11 pull requests that have been opened and closed, and most probably their author has been banned from our org. And when you look at the discussion here, it's mostly really noise. And it's not just here. Some people would open an issue, like this is like a really nice issue, and then somebody thinks, hey, I think the way I can contribute is by leave a really nice comment on that issue and explain what that author can do. But this is very much AI generated and brings no value to the repo. So this person is also banned from the repo. It's gotten so bad that us as maintainers have been complaining to GitHub so much that GitHub at some point created a GitHub action AI moderator where it would read the comments and issues and would try to hide them or even like block, report them as spam. We are debating, do we want to use it? Do we want to use it? Like, we don't know. It's going to be AI battling AI. It is like so bad that this is now the long list of people who have been blocked from our organization so far. It has gotten to the point where now we are also discussing options for auto-closing non-compliant PRs. Like, what does it mean to be non-compliant? What would be the process? And all of this is to reduce the burden on the maintainers, because maintainers at this point are dealing a substantial part of their time with AI-generated content. And content is not just like your pull request, it can be your comment, it can be your PR review, because now you can use Copilot to create a PR review. People do that and they pretend that it was their own review. And it's almost always garbage. And then like it's gotten even to the point that like we added a point on like this is why you might have been banned from our org. And we have processes every now and then, like, hey, like these are like, we are not sure. I'm gonna label this as something that is a closing candidate because it feels like this is AI generated, and as usual, the author is not gonna respond to my review. I just want to label it that later I come back and I block them and I close it. And it was so bad that after over 4 years of not really blogging, I went back to my blog and I wrote a post about like what's really happening. It was a kind of a follow-up on the cost of like doing open source that Ralph wrote. If you want to read this one, you really should read that one first. There's a hyperlink here. And you know, I try to say, hey, if you really want to do open source and you want to use AI, do it. It's all good. But use it to explain the code base to you, use it to get help with your boilerplates, or use it as a starting point. It's okay if you start, like you tell your agent to solve an issue and use it as a starting point, but you never open a PR before you're confident enough that you can answer to hardest reviews. Thank you very much.
Okay, well said, well said. Yeah, I guess, you know, I always say that AI is a tool, use it wisely, don't use it poorly. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so what's next?
Social event.
Beer and wine and orange juice if
Yeah.
you don't drink alcohol.
I think it's wine and then beer.
Oh, wine and beer, sorry, I'm from
We
UK.
are in France,
Don't hate
not
me.
in
Okay.
Germany. No.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah, there will be refreshments. There will be, I don't know if there may be some light snacks. I don't know, but go and discover yourself.
Yeah, and there's going to be amazing conversations.
And amazing conversations.
Yes.
Great companies.
With humans.
Yes, not AI.
But of course, if you want your answers to any kind of questions to be generated with AI, you are allowed to use your phone during conversation. It's not going to be awkward at all. You just have to take it out and ask Copilot, what should I answer to check? No, wait a second, we should do this test.
No. Actually, if you're using AI, please let the other person know because that's a courtesy of using AI.
No, you can just use a CAPTCHA.
I mean, or you can use auto translation if someone is speaking in their language and you're speaking in your language.
If you had those earbuds from Apple, you could do that already.
But again, like, please let the other person know that if you are using AI or recording any message, just as a courtesy. Thank you.
Why? Okay, yeah. I still didn't get the why. Why do we have to be courteous? Yeah. And then lightning talks tomorrow, please. When you sleep tonight, set yourself to dream a lot of lightning talks ideas. So when you wake up in the morning, you're inspired.